how's it going? It's the game dude. I just want to wish you all a happy New Year's Eve. I don't think I'm going to post anything on New Year's Day, but I'm also here to show you my birthday and my Christmas haul. I meant to show you my Christmas haul way earlier, but a lot of things that, you know, behind the scenes happen. I couldn't, do anything about it. So yeah, I'm going to make it up for it, but putting my birthday stuff here along with my Christmas stuff. And yeah, what better way to do it than now? As you can see, this is all my Christmas stuff right here and all that stuff. Well, my birthday stuff, sorry. Um, well, some of them are my birthday stuff, some of them I bought on my own, but it was close to my birthday, so I pretty much just treated myself. This one we're gonna start technically with the words, but I had to get it in because of collective reasons, which is of course that Stan Lee show, Stripperella, and everything. And well, yeah. I got the show maybe because thanks to Saber's Park and everything, you see if it really was not as good as he said it was, and it wasn't. But thankfully, I didn't pay that much money for this. It was only um, only paid $10 really, and yeah, all for first season and everything, uncensored version and everything. Although, to be fair, it's never really as not as raunchy as the TV is, but nothing really special about it. But you never know. It might become rare one day. You know how it is. And it's also the one that I actually got was actually this one was actually for myself, which was the Golden Collection. This is the Blu-ray collection. Now, if you were to look it up online about the Blu-ray collection, this is pretty expensive. I had to buy this for $30 because I think it's because the Blu-ray was running out of was pretty much out of stock at this point and everything. So, but thankfully there was a Black Friday sale going on during Amazon, as we all know. Some of us got great stuff there. I did. This was one of them. And for $10, I think 15. Yeah, it was like not that expensive and everything. And yeah, it was like pretty good. But it's too bad it's not the whole collection because as you can see, it says Volume 1 on it. And as we all know, the history behind this Golden Collection is that the Warner Brothers never really released the other collections, and there were supposed to be 3 or 4, I think. But I don't know what happened, which doesn't make sense to me because if Warner Bros. Was to sell the Looney Tunes collection that had all the uncensored stuff and everything, they were really easily do that. Honestly, what stopped them from making this? See, because they said fans got angry, which doesn't make sense because nobody really complained anything about the Looney Tunes one, but Warner Brothers they can't really make up their mind. But either way, for it's worth, for this one, it's pretty good. If you don't want it to pay as much as I did, get it on DVD. For somehow they're like dirt cheap and everything, like $5 and below for this stuff. And like I said, I only got the Blu-ray one because of better quality and sound and everything, and more color and everything is to balance. But in a way, it's nothing different from the DVD version. So yeah, pretty good collection. But speaking of which, I have the other collection, the Spotlight collection. But as you can see, it's not the Spotlight collection that's came out in 2005 because this is the repackaged edition. And anybody who knows about the repackaged edition knows that what was it? Yeah, is that it had some edited cartoons. It really wasn't the whole uncut version and everything, which is something what the Golden Collection was about. But it doesn't make sense. But it's repackaged. And you see, it looks different, but as you can see, it has all 3 volumes into 3 discs. They're all stacked on each other. That's the one disappointing thing is that they're all stacked. I can't get them all out and everything. But it says it is the one with the unedited clips and everything. So for what it's worth, if you really wanted all the cartoons, get this one. But then again, I warn you, as even Wikipedia says and everybody Carter says, there's 2 cartoons from Tom and Jerry that are missing that even the Golden Collection would have to not have, even if those have been made. I forget what the cartoon's name is, but what the name of it is, but it would have been missing because as of now it's kind of lost right now. And of course, this is the Blu-ray one I meant to show you. Pretty good. Has every cartoon mostly. It goes all the way until Professor Tom, and that's it. Would have gone further, but like I said, they should have completed it. The Spotlight Collection, I haven't really watched it yet. I did see the Golden Collection; it's pretty good. This one I haven't seen yet because I haven't finished the Golden Collection yet, so I don't want to see it all out of order. That's one of the good things about Spotlight Collection is that unlike the Golden Collection, they don't play all the cartoons in order, so yeah, kind of rough. And here we have the first movie ever made by George Lucas, and that's of course THX 1138. And as you can tell, this is the George Lucas director's cut. People have some hate on this thing, people have some love on it. I personally like it. I really don't mind the whole special edition kind of things because, sorry, because unlike Star Wars, it actually ended up helping the THX film because of the fact that, well, unlike let's say with Star Wars and everything, he really almost didn't have the budget for everything, so we had to cut corners and everything, even back then. And that's one of the things I liked about it because he actually made it to for the point where now he actually got it to what he really wanted it to be, but couldn't because either because of budgetary reasons or the technology wasn't there at the time. But yeah, it's pretty good from what I've seen. Hard to believe George would make something like this, but like I said, he's made other films that nobody expected and kind of forgotten about, which is this one, American Graffiti, and everything, all that stuff. This is the Blu-ray, of course. I heard that the DVDs were better because it has a better slipcover design, which I've seen and everything online. It's pretty good, but I wouldn't like I said, more Blu-ray. It probably looks better on Blu-ray anyway than it does on DVD. But then again, what do I know? The two I have here are comic books. As you can tell, these are from the Marvel series. And if y'all remember back in 1994, I think there was this comic book from Marvel called Marvels. Pretty much the Marvel comics, but in the eyes of a reporter named Philip Sheldon, who records every phenomenon that happened ever since the 1940s, I think. I think that's when the Fantastic Four started. Or maybe it was the 50s. I could be wrong. Yeah, the 50s, I think. But yeah. But as we all know, a year later, the Tress McNeil guy, the guy who ended up making the Castlevania series, was a comic book artist, and he ended up making the Ruin series. Made exactly 1 year after the Marvels comic came in. As you can see, there's only two. Unlike with Marvels, there's like four of them because I don't think they would have gone as far as it did. As you can see, it has good designs and everything. The first one wasn't really. This first one right here wasn't really hard to find. In fact, I managed to find it on eBay for like um for like $5 really, actually. Pretty good. And it's a fact for $5 and everything. As you can see the cover art, it looks cool and everything. Looks cool and everything. The guy who made it was of course Warren Ellis, actually, sorry. And anybody who knows what Warren Ellis is, well, he is, like I said, the one who made the Castlevania series and everything. But yeah, of course, people have controversy about him now and everything, especially what happened recently, which I'm not going to get into detail what happened, but you can always look it up. But personally, what I think of his writing style, well, anybody who's ever read this knows that it's kind of almost hilarious. Like when that, and to be fair, that's what Cliff Nielsen was going for. But the reason why everybody still remembers is because of the art, thanks to art made by yeah, the Nielsen, yeah, husband and wife Nielsen, Cliff and Tels, forgot, um, Cliff and Therese, yeah, Cliff and Therese. They put a very good job at the art, as you can see, even by you can't help but look at the art and everything, looks pretty cool. But yeah, and then here's the second one. This one was almost hard to find, almost. It kept getting sold out in multiple auction sales and everything. Thankfully, I managed to find for no joke $20. Yes, $20 was the most I paid for this. And but you'd be shocked to tell you this was actually the cheapest one actually to find, because the rest were either being sold to $50 to $100, and I'm not kidding. I don't know why. Well, this one kept getting more expensive to find, but I don't know. As you can tell, it's the same art, but you can tell anybody who knows about this one knows it was also written by Chris Moeller. There's still no history about what happened and everything, like why they switched artists midway. maybe they dropped out. Maybe the couple dropped out because they were getting too depressed, or I don't know, maybe because of other reasons. But as you can tell, here's their art, and the minute I flip the page, it changes art. Yeah, and normally that'd be weird and everything. They wouldn't bother releasing it, but they did. Personally, I don't mind the art switch because the other art made by the other guy, Chris, is not that bad. It still is good and has so a lot of good art. Is it as good as the Nielsen ones? Not really, but what can you do? Like I said, despite being the most fascinating comic, there's not that much what happened behind the scenes, like what made Cliff wanted to write it, why the Nielsen couples, dropped out of it last second by the second one. Who knows? Like, who knows? Personally, would I want you to buy it? Well, probably not because, like I said, the second one's getting more expensive by the day and everything, and it's like kind of hard to find, even on eBay mostly. So I don't know. There was this deluxe edition that was made back in 2009 and everything. As you can tell, if you look it up, it has the cover of that villain who ends up being the World Destroyer guy. I forgot his name. Has him as a cover in May 2009. That's even getting as rare as these two and everything. It's even more rare than that, which is weird. So I don't know what's. I think maybe you should just watch videos about it or something like that because it's the closest you're ever gonna get to reading it. Because personally, like I said, I managed to have the budget for these and everything, especially for this one, but I wouldn't recommend getting it and everything. It's just I don't know. Here we have the one that inspired the famous Arkham games from Batman, as of course Arkham Asylum, the Serious House on Serious Earth, and anybody who knows about this thing, it's like the greatest famous comic from the DC and everything. They made it around the time when the Batman movie was coming out. The Tim Burton's Batman was coming out back in '89, which is amazing and pretty good and everything. I actually like it more than Ruins because unlike with Ruins, they were actually doing good writing on the stuff and everything. Won awards, unlike with Ruins, Cliff Nielsen, which is being kind of edgy and funny with it. But the reason why some people didn't find it that way is because, like I said, the art. This one, however, is when the writing complements the art, complements the writing, and the writing complements the art, all that stuff. And like I said, had it not for this game, we wouldn't have the Rocksteady Arkham City games we come to love. And yeah, it's pretty good. But of course, be warned that if you try warning the comic version, you'll be confused, especially what's happening. That's one thing even Grant Morrison even talked because Dave McKinnon, because anyone who knows the history of this comic knows that they didn't really get along with each other because Dave McKinnon wanted to make these experiment art things while Grant Morrison was actually just writing a straight comic book. Really, pretty much. That's why I recommend the deluxe edition because not only will it show the original art, but it also shows, as you can see, the manuscript, especially with going on behind the scenes from the comic, so you can better understand what happened in the book. Because, like I said, you probably won't understand what's happening in the plot, and you get confused. So that's one of the good things about getting the deluxe edition. I found it pretty cheap, and it's still pretty cheap, like just 20 or 50, 15 to $20 on Amazon, which is pretty good, and it's recent. So I recommend you pick that one up more than that one, unless of course, like you said, unless of course you're a collector fanatic. In that case, then yeah, get that. But if you wanted to wonder what inspired the Arc Rocksteady games, this is the comic book for you. And yeah, that's my birthday stuff and everything. Under my Christmas stuff, which is not a lot, but still it's something. One of them being, of course, the new game that came out, Indiana Jones: The Great Circle. I can't really give you my review right now because right now I'm just starting to play it, and it's pretty good. But all I know is I just started it and almost finished with the Italy section, and I'm having fun with this game. Troy Baker is pretty good with his Harrison Ford impression. It's pretty good. He does it pretty good in Harrison Ford. I like the graphics made by the same people. Hard to believe it's made by the same people who made that Wolfenstein game, especially that new one that nobody is seeming to like anymore, which is good because I only have the New Order and that's it. And of course, and anybody who's seen that video made by that famous YouTuber about what was it called? I forget the guy's name, but who made one about the new Colossus sequel. I know that the Machine Games developers are not really good political wise, but I'm not gonna get into that and everything. I'm just not. But hard to believe that they made this game and everything because this is pretty good. Pretty good story. I'm invested right now. I really can't tell you that much right now because, like I said, I just started with it, but I'm enjoying it. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Here we have is two Tolkien books, and anybody who's seen my video on the bookcase in the bookcase section, everything about my books. I'm a pretty good Tolkien fan. I have the Silmarillion, the Hobbit, and Lord of the Rings right now, and yeah, I'm enjoying them. So I got two new ones. One about Tom Bombadil and everything, who was a character from Lord of the Rings who didn't. Yeah, he was a short character. He only had what 2 chapters in the book and everything, but it is about his adventures and what he was doing before he met Frodo and everything, and the whole thing happened of the ring, the War of the Ring, pretty much. And it's more than just that. It's more mostly just a poem book, really. And there's a lot of other poems and everything that really help with the Middle Earth world. And of course, here we have unfinished tales and everything. These are the ones that Tolkien was making, but before he passed away in the 50s, I think. I think he passed away in the 50s shortly, or the 60s. It could be wrong. I don't know which decade, but he sadly passed away, and there's some unfinished tales that he didn't make the wake. He didn't get to finish. But one of his grandchildren, I think Christopher, decided to help with at least with putting in showing these set unfinished tales because they didn't because they don't deserve to really be hiding away. So that's what the book is for. It's show the tales that he couldn't finish everything. But it's mostly a book about what about Middle Earth during this 4 ages in its time, with the third age being about Lord of the Rings. But yeah, it helps really expand the world for what it was worth, and it's too bad he never got to finish it and everything. It's too bad. We could have had a good fantasy Earth and everything. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying we wouldn't have had a more complete one. And we would have technically had, and believe it or not, we would have technically had a sequel to Lord of the Rings. Yeah, originally Tolkien originally wanted to make a Lord of the Rings sequel book showing what happened many years after the War of the Rings. And there was going to be like a kind of cult going on that they had the battle and everything. But Tolkien never got 2 pages in before he ended up scrapping the idea altogether because he said himself he got depressed writing the first 2 pages, so he decided just to drop it. And it's not in this book, but you can easily see those first 2 pages online. And as intriguing as it is, I'm kind of glad he didn't make it sequel because, like I said, Lord of the Rings was perfect how it is. If you want to know the story of what went to them after, anyway, you just have to read the penances and even this book, I think. But yeah, I like these books. I'm gonna start reading them soon. And here we have a TV show that everybody's memed about for years, but it's still pretty much a good one, and that's of course Breaking Bad. But I haven't seen it right now because I'm trying to actually save up to get Better Call Saul the prequel first because I want to see it in order. I want to see seasons 1 through 5 of Better Call Saul first, some parts of 6, then immediately start watching this. Then I have to watch El Camino, and then I have to see the flash forward parts of Better Call Saul because everybody said that's how you're supposed to see it in order because parts of season 6 of Better Call Saul takes place way after when the events of this happened. But I didn't want to read too much into it because, like I said, I don't want any spoilers, anything would happen. And of course, this is the Blu-ray edition. And anybody who says they have problems with the Better Call Saul Blu-ray, guess what? The same problems as you can see just right now. Hybriding into here. As you can see, it has the same stacked Blu-ray thing that Better Call Saul had. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, I don't mind it. It was a Christmas gift, so I don't mind it. But apparently the seller who was selling it didn't have the sleeves version. And these are all stacked on each other. Every 6 seasons, I think there's in here. They're all stacked on each other, which is why if you're only seeing a few discs because they're all on each other, of course, not stable enough. But don't worry, it's all here. All of it in here. But as you can see, I'm having problems with it. Just trying to get it to stay still. Like I said, that's one of the problems with stacked Blu-rays. But am I saying you should not get it? Well, you're gonna have to get it eventually. But mainly, I advise you to get the Blu-ray one that has carbon, not carbon. It was with sleeves in it. It was green and everything. It came with sleeves. You get to pull it out, take it all. Yeah, sure. People said the Blu-rays don't last that long with it, but it's better than this because as they're stacked onto each other, and sometimes they can't hold still, like at all. I'm having problems with this. And trust me, it looks. If you thought that looked bad now, it was even bad when I opened it up because it was like, and the discs were scattered. They weren't even in order. I had to put it all in order and everything, and it was like hard and everything. So it was like it was a problem. It was a problem in the first place. I don't know why they're doing stacked. I don't think they should do stacked. I think they should do it like almost like a book style where you could just flip everyone and you get each seasons. It'd be better that way. But that's why I'm gonna have to deal with when I get the Saw one eventually. But I haven't seen it yet. But I like the way it looks like, especially using the famous picture and everything. I don't know who drew it, but like I said, I haven't seen. I've only even seen clips, but not spoiler like clips. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was my This is all my birthday haul and Christmas haul put together. I show you more, but I don't want to leave me in a room. I could show you more books and everything I've seen, but there's like so many. I have to take them all out. And let's just say this. And well, as you can see, stuff has happened and everything. As you can see, I have posters from the trilogy and everything, the big ones. I even have one for Army of Darkness, which I think is cool and everything. As you can tell, I got rid of some of the poses from my last video because they're all right there, actually. A stack. Like I said, a lot of things happened over the past month, which is insane, but it happens and everything. So yeah. I hope you enjoy my birthday and Christmas haul video all in one. Sorry if it was not as long as my other videos, but I hope you all enjoy it, guys. Enjoy the video, and this is Game Dude, and yeah, I hope to see you guys. Hopefully, I'm in the next video release. So this is Game Dude over and out.